Hello folks, my name is Leah Bonasake, and today we will be looking at mastering pipelines, CI/CD pipelines with Microsoft Azure DevOps. So the first slide, what is Microsoft Azure DevOps and how is it useful to mastering a CI/CD, or what is a CI/CD? So a CI/CD is a continuous integration and a continuous deployment which automates the software development lifecycle by frequently integrating code, CI, and deploying to production or staging environments, depending on whatever environment you are targeting to. So a CI/CD normally helps us when we need to deploy changes frequently. Well, mostly it's a good use in the microservice architecture environments whereby a team develops code frequently and they do code reviews and then do deployments frequently, so it becomes much easier to handle those autonomous deployments and in a quickly and a faster manner. So why is it DevOps? So Azure DevOps is a comprehensive DevOps platform offering integrated tools for CI/CD, source control, testing, and deployment. Well, Azure DevOps is quite a versatile tooling, and it's easily to use with its use of a cool interface that it provides. So it makes it easier to manage and also to create your own CI/CD platform pipelines. So, folks, without wasting much time, let's look into creating our own basic CI/CD pipeline in Microsoft Azure DevOps. So, let's say I have this code that I have, well, this project, for example. So, what I do, I'm on a main branch now, so I'll make a smaller change that I want us to use, that I want us to trigger it. Okay, so we create a branch here. So say from a new branch, okay, let me first do a git pull just to ensure I have the latest changes. So if I do a git pull there, okay, so we create a branch here and call it remove doors and comments. So remove to-dos and comments. So I create this branch. So and then I check out this branch. As you can see, my command line is switched to this new branch that I just created. So from here, say we only needed to change this thing here. So if I remove it and then I push it, and then I push it, say I remove to-dos and comments, to-dos and comments. So I commit and push this file to my new branch, which is the one we just created now. So now it's pushing. Okay, so that's completed, and then let's now look at how Azure does it, how we create this new pipeline. So we click here on new pipeline. So, well, first and foremost, before we even click this new pipeline, I'll show you now just a smaller pipeline file that we'll be using to interact or to trigger this new code. So this is my Azure build pipeline file, which is the main file that we need to have to create a CI/CD pipeline. So what this is, basically, it's a Azure build pipeline.yaml file. So it's normally written in YAML. So I'm just gonna briefly explain what contains in here. So since this is a Python project, so it's a must that we use a container, which is a Python container. So some of the stuff you might just ignore, which is this, because this pipeline also extends some other configurations from extended parties programs. So what this means now, so basically this means we'll be triggering this pipeline only when we are merging to main branch. So same thing that applies for this one. So so basically this means path include, I'm saying this, basically this means that nothing else will be triggered, will trigger this pipeline, only a change coming from this folder, well, basically this path, which is this one from LM service, that will trigger this pipeline. So we exclude the rest of the other stuff. As you can see, we're excluding those because we don't want the change that was made there and to trigger this pipeline for the purpose of this demo. So this is the basic stages that the pipeline is to run. So we have a test stage that will run the unit test for the project and the integration test. So basically it's a test stage that you can see, basic test stage. So but it does some other stuff, which is why at this stage I don't really want to get too much to those, because it also generates some report, which is some XML report. Basically it's a test report for reporting purposes, so it generates those reporting as well. So as soon as run the test, it creates this it generates this test report file for reporting. So the whereby you can see all the past tests and failed tests. So going forward, we then have a build stage. So what this does now, it builds this project and creates a Docker container. So the Docker container, what we then do here, and then we are scanning this Docker image that we just created, we just built. So, and then pushes that to my container registry. In this instance, I'm using a Docker Nexus, so it pushes that registry. Someone else would use a Docker Hub, might also push this image that you just created to a Docker Hub. So from this purpose, I will be pushing this to my Nexus account. So moving forward, folks, this will be the file that we'll be using to Microsoft Azure interface to create our CI/CD pipeline. So moving on, I was on this page. So from Azure, we come to pipelines, and then this is where you start to click to create a new pipeline. So new pipeline, we create it. So it asks us now where the code is. Well, since my code is already in the Azure repo, so I'm just gonna. So for instance, if yours was coming from GitHub or a Bitbucket or any other version control system tooling, either GitLab or whichever one preferable, it's your choice. So mine is coming from Azure repos, so I will select Azure repos. So I select my Azure repos, and then I search the repository, which is LLM. As you can see, that's my repo. So, and then what I need to do now, meaning that now I need to start pointing out to my Azure pipeline file, which is the one that I just showed you now. So as you can see here, it gives us an option to select from an existing Azure pipeline file. So we will click that one, and then it asks us the branch, which is fine, the main branch, and then it asks us the path. So the path, now we just need to select the one that you created. So which is, in this instance, it was AzureDevOps, let me say this is a build pipeline. So we selected that one, and then we click on continue. So as you can see, this is pretty much the same thing that I just showed you on my code editor. It says the same thing, the same stages, everything is the same. So you will then now going to click save and run. But in this instance, since I've already created it, so I'm just going to show you to it and run it on that branch. So this is how it looks like when it has already been created. I have already made some few runs. So now we just need to run it to test it, which is the new code, the new change that I just did on my code editor. So let's say run pipeline. At this stage, I'm only just gonna trigger it at my new branch that I created right now. So which is remove to dos and comments. This is that branch. So this what it means here. We have some stages to run. So we need to run all the stages, of course. So, and these are just the variables that you were to like if you have some basic checks, of course, and also some resources if it needs to pull some resources from certain place or certain locations or cloud storages or whatever it needs to pull. But at this stage, we're not gonna get into deep with those. So this is where now I run my pipeline, which is in my desired branch. So this is how it looks like. As you can see, I am the one who's running it. So now what it will do, now it will attempt the test stage. From running the test stage, it will move to the build. So as soon as the test stage passes fine, it will move to the build stage. So for now, it's still doing the test stage. This thing quite takes some time, so it's important that we give it a few minutes and a few seconds before I will pause the recording software while this thing is still running. Okay, folks, as you can see, the test stage has successfully passed. Everything is fine on that one. So now we can just give it a minute as well while it's still running the build stage. So let's look at the logs while we are still waiting for the build to run. So as you can see, these are all the stages that the pipeline needs to run. So the first stage, it just pulls the repository, installs the dependencies for the project, which is run, and then run test. It prepares my quality scanner, which is a code quality scanner on a cube, and then it creates some reporting once it finishes running those tests. As you can see, all the stages have successfully passed so far. So now, going back to the build stage, also it is successfully finished. As you can see, folks, it's marked it ran. So let's look at what's inside the build stage. So this is how the build stage works. So after it has run the test stage and then finished everything on the test stage, so now it attempts to build the project and creates a Docker image. So as you can see now, it does that, and then here on the build stage, that's where now it builds the Docker image. And then that scan that I showed you, it runs the scan to scan the vulnerabilities in the Docker image, and then push the Docker image to my Docker registry, and then it finishes the stage. Well, folks, that's all for this demo. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any comments, please post them on the comment section below. I will be answering those. Thank you, folks. Cheers.